All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are all actually set up the way they're supposed to do in the overlay because I forgot how to do that. Hi, everybody. It has been a week, and it's only Wednesday, so yay. Announcements. I'm going to mention this. Anyone that is watching this after the fact, this is probably over by now. But I'm going to refresh the page just to be safe. As of right now, there are 6 minutes and 40 seconds left of the Munchkin 2nd Edition Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with Munchkin, Munchkin is a board game made by a dude named Steve Jackson. Fun fact, Steve Jackson was associated with D&D 3rd edition, I think, something like that. And at the same time, there is another Steve Jackson in the UK that was also associated with one of the flavors of D&D. So there's two of them. This Steve Jackson is American, and now he makes a lot of different board games, one of which is Munchkin. And Munchkin comes from a term that I don't see used a whole lot anymore, probably because it's associated with a board game instead of that. But it used to be min-maxers were called Munchkins. And so Munchkin is you start at level 1 in a dungeon, you fight monsters, grab loot, and try to level up to level 10. Whoever gets to level 10 first wins. It's an adorable game. It's very, very simple. And there are flavors of Munchkins for everybody. There is a Marvel Munchkin. There's an X-Men Munchkin. There's a Shadowrun Munchkin. I would assume there's a Star Trek Munchkin as well. Like, there's every kind of Munchkin you could think of and more. It's a delightful way to ruin friendships because there's sabotage aspects to it. And yeah, if you want to see people play
I was thinking, hey, isn't this the game where everybody cheats?
Yeah, there's a rule in Munchkin that specifically states it's only cheating if you get caught.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. Like I was saying, if you want to see people playing it, the first season of Tabletop back in like 2013, Will
God.
Wheaton played Munchkin with Steve Jackson, the actual
Ah.
creator, and then Felicia Day and Sandeep Parikh. I can't remember how to pronounce
You
his
got it.
name. Parikh. There we go. And it was delightful. So yeah, so that's a thing that's in overtime right now. And by the time announcements are done, might be over. But it's raised $370,000 of its $60,000 goal, so it's very successful. The other thing that was just announced earlier today, Renegade Con. Renegade Con is just effectively, they do it like a couple times a year, and it's where they just announce new products and stuff like that. It's basically a Nintendo Direct for Renegade Game Studios. And something that is remarkably not mentioned in the schedule is anything to do with the Essence 20 system, which is one of my favorite RPG systems. And we haven't had a new Essence 20 book announced since last year. They announced General Hawk's personnel files and the Transformers 1 book, I think at Renegade Con in February of last year, and have just not talked about the Essence 20 system since, other than the brief flirting with the Welcome to Night Vale TTRPG. So it may be possible that Essence 20 may be getting sunset. We don't know. One of the dudes that used to work on Essence 20 watches my channel and had mentioned that they had written a lot more stuff than what has been published thus far. So it may just be that they're waiting for a better time to announce it. But if it truly is the end of Essence 2020, it's a nice group of books. I own every single core book for it, and with a few very, very rare exceptions, I've never been upset with getting any of the books. So, yeah. So that's a thing. Also, currently, the Numenera Kickstarter or backer kit, I can't remember which one they're using, is live. It goes until early March. If you're not familiar with that, Numenera was the first iteration of the Cypher system. Yeah, it's made by Monty Cook Games. They just kickstarted the second edition of the Cypher system, which they're just calling Cypher. They kickstarted that back in, I think, August of last year. Went exceptionally well, and we're supposed to be expecting books sometime this summer. So in addition to that, they're now not really rebooting, but kind of updating Numenera specifically, and that's what this particular Kickstarter's for. And I haven't actually been following it because I have no money. But I believe it's been relatively successful because they keep knocking out stretch goals. I get emails every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, about them hitting this stretch goal or that stretch goal. So, yeah, cool stuff going on there. High Rollers is currently kickstarting. Is it a new book that they're putting out?
Well, this is their first ever book.
This is their first book. Okay. So High Rollers is kickstarting their first like campaign setting-esque book for 5th edition.
Althea the Dragon Empire.
There we go.
I always forget the name.
It's going exceptionally well. They I believe they still have 28 days to go, and they're already like quintupled what they were looking for their funding goals. So
currently at 572,000 plus.
So yeah, we're hoping, fingers crossed, that they can break 1 million, because that would be super, super cool. And the High Rollers groups, the High Rollers folks, are super cool, amazing people, and they deserve to have good things happen to them. So, so definitely check out that. We are having, like, it's kind of impressive just how many different kind of Kickstarters are going on right now. And apparently, it's been going around D&D YouTube. There was somewhat recently, I want to say in the past like 6 months, there was a Kickstarter for, I can't remember what the product was called. But what they did is they contacted a bunch of D&D YouTubers, including people like Bob the Builder, or Bob World Builder, not Bob the Builder, different person. Though I believe they're like second cousins. No. Bob the World Builder, XP to level 3, and Crispy from Crispy's Tavern, all got emails from this company asking for them to promote the Kickstarter, which, if you guys don't know, is a really, really common thing for TTRPG Kickstarters. They will generally reach out to people that have an established audience in the medium. When asked to do something like, hey, can you do a one-shot? Or, hey, can you do a video? Or can we sponsor a video for you? And apparently, anyone that actually agreed to do it, specifically Crispy made an entire video talking about it. He actually did do a sponsored video for them and never got paid. And it's looking like this was just a giant scam.
Well, no, kind of a scam. Also, the person doesn't understand how business works.
So a combination of scam and incompetence.
Yeah, it appears to be, well, this ain't happening now. So because the money went away, we don't owe anything, because they think that's how it works. And when they come back, it'll be like they don't owe anything. Not how that works either. So, I actually know people who have filed bankruptcy. Trust me, not how it works.
Yeah. Fun fact about bankruptcy: it can get away. It can get rid of quite a bit of debt. However, any debt accrued due to intentional criminal action cannot be discharged in any flavor of bankruptcy. So you get sued for doing something stupid like promising to pay someone and then not paying. That debt is eternal. And they can do fun things like garnish your wages. If you've never heard of that, that's where the government, no matter what job you get, the government comes in and before you get your paycheck, they take the money that you owe someone else out. It is an incredibly fun process that I luckily have never had to deal with. But yeah, so don't think that's like, oh, I can just file bankruptcy, it'll be fine, or oh, it's part of an LLC, and so I'm completely protected. Nope. If you're stupid, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You still did
Not
stupid
that
things.
this person's filing bankruptcy. They just haven't met their goal and they gave the money back, but apparently they just think, oh, that was another lifetime ago. And when I come back and maybe I get my, I don't know what this person's plan is. Can't be good.
So I figured I would mention it to just kind of bring up the idea of, with all these different Kickstarters and things like that, understand, first of all, Kickstarter specifically, and I think BackerKit is most crowdfunding platforms are a kind of similar thing. Just because you gave them money does not mean that they are going to give you anything. Kickstarter will specifically tell you this is not like a regular transaction where you pay for something and then you get something. You are backing something that may never come into fruition.
You're literally banking on you're banking on a hypothetical.
Yeah. Technically, what you're doing is providing startup capital from a business perspective. You're doing a thing called providing startup capital. And if the business goes under, then all of the startup capital that you provided that you were supposed to be getting back because it was a loan just goes away. And it's one of the dangers of running a business in general is helping fund and start up a business that was run by a moron and watching it tank. And watching all the money that you put into it that you were supposed to be making dividends off of go into nothing and wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars. So yeah, be careful about what you're backing. Companies like Monty Cook or Renegade or High Rollers, people like this that are very, very well established, you can be fairly certain that everything is on the up and up. But if you find a random Kickstarter that, I don't know, talks about how they're going to make the next great MMO that's going to be better than WoW and is going to make all other MMOs look like dog shit, and talks about how it's going to have all these systems that don't exist currently, but they're going to miraculously make them, maybe hold off on giving them, over $100 million. So Ashes of Cretan, no. Today's video is sponsored by
buddy.
Ashes of Cretan, no.
Oh no.
I did an entire video where I talked about the difference between a pyramid scheme and multi-level marketing company. Which, by the way, they're completely different things, and only one of them is illegal. And in it, I made up a company to give an example of how multi-level marketing works. And the company was called Magic Box. And so I think going forward, all of my videos are going to be sponsored by Magic Box. So I'm pretty sure there's probably a company called Magic Box or a product out there called Magic Box. I don't care. I just found it funny. My Magic Box gives you the powers of Superman. What does your Magic Box do? Does it make it easier to stow your knickknacks? Ha! Mine gives you heat vision, super strength, and the power and the ability to fly. And then we have a second version called Magic Box Green that gives you a Green Lantern's ring. So I have no idea why I got so associated with DC, but whatever.
With every time there's a business like this or happens, like sometimes it's malfeasance, sometimes it's incompetence. I always forget this. I always have to look it up every time it's attributed to Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity.
Yep. By the way, fun fact, the word razor, when it comes to philosophy, simply means like I can't even remember what it's called now. My brain has just died. There's things like Occam's razor, which so many people misunderstand. Occam's razor specifically states when there are multiple options that don't have a clear winner, you should choose the one that has the least number of assumptions used to get to that conclusion.
And that saying gets maligned all the time.
A lot of people would just go, "Oh, Occam's razor, the simplest solution is the best." No, it's the one with the least number of assumptions. You can have an exceptionally complex solution, but as long as there's only like one assumption where this very simple one requires you to assume two things, Occam's razor would tell you to go with the really complex one because it only has to assume one thing. So, anyway, anything else going on in the world of the tables of tops? In Critical Role news, the Soldiers table has taken a break, and we are now
Seekers.
We are now following the Seekers table, which is Abria, Matt,
Alex,
Alex, and the other
Ashley.
one. Oh, Ashley. There we go. So yeah. Wow. I just realized Matt is the odd one out. Everyone else is an A name. Abra, Alex, and Ashley. Matt only has A. It's the second letter of his name, the bastard. Or Mark.
Poor Matt.
So yeah, things with Critical Role. Surprisingly enough, Critical Role still doing well. Who'd have thunk?
Yep.
No one could have predicted that. I am like 10 episodes behind at this point, so I think I'm going to have to start reading recaps if I ever want to get back to the point where I can follow it. But yeah, so that's the thing. I believe what's it? Darrington is I think putting out a new board game soon, or just recently did it, or something like that.
I can't remember.
I don't know. Darrington's doing things. So we'll go with that. And yeah, Daggerheart, Hope and Fear should be coming out in the next few months here. It's supposed to be coming out, I think it's summer 2026. So yeah, anywhere between like June and August. So that'll be very cool. They still, as far as I can tell, they still don't have a way to buy a digital version of it for Demiplane. I'm hoping that we're going to get a Demiplane version of it because yes, very yes. I like Demiplane. It's super cool. So yeah, I think that's everything, right?
Well, yes and no. Now it says, I thought it was sooner than that, but apparently it says, according to Penguin, it's an August release. Critical Role, Mighty Nine, The Stories Untold will be released, and our friend Kiri Callaghan is one of the writers in that book.
Yep. Critical Role, Mighty Nine Stories Untold is a collection of short stories. One of them is written by the amazing Kiri Callaghan, who is a friend of mine, and she's super awesome. She also wrote this book, The Hearthwitch's Guide to Magic and Murder. Book one of the Hemlock Saga, written by USA Today bestselling author Kiri Callaghan. And they have officially announced the sequel, which is The Hearthwitch's Guide to
Spite and Spellwork.
Spite and Spellwork. And it should
no release date, but they're hoping for fall. They're hoping for October, like the previous.
So we will probably be seeing more about that over the next few months. And Imp specifically has confirmed at Barnes & Noble you can pre-order both of those books.
Yep.
So if you want to go out and pre-order both of them. Not that I don't think The Hearthwitch's Guide is super cool or anything. It is an amazing book. However, I am massively excited about this Mighty Nine short stories collection because the story that Kiri gets to write involves probably one of the greatest scenes in Campaign 2 and involves Jester, a hag, and a cupcake. And it was amazing to watch live. That was back when we still had live chat, and I remember just watching the chat explode when she goes, "Would you like a cupcake?" And Matt does this beautiful, beautifully creepy description of how she eats it in the most just off-putting way ever. And Laura then goes, and that was one of the cupcakes that I sprinkled the dust of deliciousness on, which means she now has disadvantage on wisdom saves. And Matt goes, what? And we went, whoa! And now I'm going to cast It's so good, guys. So anyway.
Which, by the way, Matt gave Laura.
Yes!
Yeah.
He gave the item and specifically gave that to Laura.
It was one of those things, like, I've had it happen to me a couple of times, where you give players something and you're like, oh, they just didn't use it, and so you forget about it, and then at a clutch period, they're like, oh yeah, I have this magic item I haven't used. I'm like, oh shit, you're right.
Yep.
Let's see how this works. So, yeah.
I found the new Darrington game coming out. It is called A Familiar Find.
Right.
There we go.
And it is coming out April 7th.
I believe they're either going to be having the cast play it, or they've already broadcast the cast play. Oh, that was another thing that happened on Tuesday. That was the yester of days. They did a sponsored one-shot for Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yep.
2. And
Electric Boogaloo.
I am. I do not play any of the Kingdom Come games. They're just not like they're medieval, games, but there's no like magic or like they're realistic. And who the hell wants to live in a realistic medieval game? I want my fireballs and dual wielding and elves and dwarves.
Some people like that.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of amazing things about both the Kingdom Come games. So
That's on my watch list because I've missed Gina DeVivo in a TTRPG. Although
Gina's
she
in
does play Vampire. I will say that. So I don't watch Vampire.
But yeah, I love Gina. Gina
DeVivo's good people.
Her and Steph and Amy, all those good people from the Geek and Sundry Twitch channel days. So sad. So yeah, I think that's everything, right? Nothing else that I'm forgetting? Cool. Then I think it is time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. Recently, a breath drinker has killed the mother of Reggie before he was born due to random time travel shenanigans, which erased him from history. So the party decided to search for this creature in order to retrieve the soul of Reggie's mother and resurrect her. However, the spell that they have access to has a limited amount of time that it will work, and they will only be in this time period for a limited amount of time. So racing against the clock, they went and found a guide who could lead them to where the breath drinker might be, a water genasi named Thakian. After meeting up with him, he led them to an ancient Leviathan city that seemed deserted. As they explored it, they found weird, misshapen creatures and mutated creatures that are there. They started noticing that reality was starting to warp, and they were starting to see things and think things that weren't real. And eventually, they met a strange little girl that referred to herself as Princess, who desired, after learning about Esmiel, desired to meet Esmiel very strongly, and said that she would give them the breath drinker if they would simply bring Esmiel to meet her. On the way back from the Leviathan, they discussed it with the captain of the ship that they had worked with a group of mercenaries that worked with Reggie's mother, and the captain of the ship, a gentleman named Harlow, realized that what you all were dealing with was an ancient, unearthly creature known as an aboleth. And so now the party must return to Esmiel and decide what to do about this new information. All right, so let's do that.
Yeah, basic summation revealed. Well, one who we're going back for. Harlow is not very happy at all about. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. It's now revealed: one, they were going to assault us, and two, they were going to wipe our memory. They were going to Men in Black us, MIB us, wavy wand style. And but they're pissed at us because we've been like, oh, weird, we didn't trust the people who assaulted us. So now we're going back to pick up Esmiel. Last thing we left off on, Harlow proposes mental wiping and trusting. They have to complete the mission. Was the basic summation I have, because that's what he proposed.
Effectively, because this creature has the ability to read minds, and you guys don't have the time to discipline your minds enough to be able to fight against it. He proposed the idea of you guys come up with a plan, write it down somewhere, and then erase everyone's memories of the plan and just give them bits and parts of it so that they can just read what they're supposed to do, and Esmiel will find out what's happening the same time you guys are, and it'll give you a slight edge. That was his pitch. Whether or not you guys decide to go that route, it's up to you.
Which we need to include Esmiel on.
Yeah,
we haven't spoken for Esmiel at this point with the Aboleth. Why the fuck are we sign off on this without her sign off?
So, due to time unfortunately being linear, excuse me. Due to time unfortunately being linear, by the time you guys get back to Esmiel, you will have basically about, I think it's like 3-ish days, 4-ish days, something like that, before you have to leave. And the trip back to the Leviathan will take all but one of those days.
Yeah, we have a day. We have like 1 day's wiggle room.
So, that being said, is there anything you guys want to do before you get back to the bubble to talk with Esmiel?
Well, quick question on that. Okay, so this is while this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm presuming we're going to get at least one long rest in.
Yeah, it's multiple days.
Oh, thank God!
Because
we can erase our exhaustion.
Yeah, we had one level of exhaustion.
Okay.
I figured we were out of range of Princess.
Yeah.
Are we out of range of Princess?
The first night that you guys are able to sleep, you sleep much, much better than you did previously.
Take a couple melatonin gummies.
Nom nom, sleepy sleep. So yeah, you guys are feeling much better now that you're there. To be perfectly honest, once you guys were more than probably about 20 or 30 minutes away from it, you started, like, everything started just feeling better. You felt this kind of pressure lifted off of you.
Okay, apparently I have to manually tell a long rest does not take it away on D&D Beyond.
So other than that, are there things that you guys want to do before meeting up with Esmiel?
So we know, like, their plan, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Harlow has pitched an idea for a plan. You guys don't have like a concrete plan yet. He's just well, what if we make a plan and then erase it from our memories? That's as far as you guys have gone.
So how far back would, like, the memory erasure go?
just far enough so that you guys wouldn't remember the actual plan. So
Okay.
anywhere from a few
So we're
hours
gonna
to maybe a
note
day or
this.
something.
So we're gonna freaking Death Note this.
Possibly.
Hmm.
I'm not up on my Death Note, so.
Yeah, I like to say there's a part in it where like erases his memory, but still like basically recovers it anyway.
Yeah,
Part
there's
encore ne keikaku, which means plan, by the way.
it's not an uncommon trope. I 100% stole the idea from a movie called Push with Chris Evans. So, one more time. Anything else you guys want to do before actually meeting with Ezreal? You guys have like a couple days on the ship, so.
Yeah, just in case we are doing this, I was gonna write down like as much as what we've learned as possible.
Okay. Anything else? Thaiki and Smegwick?
In regards to, okay, since you guys clearly have some mental capabilities here, is there any possibility we have some like any type of ritual spell work which I could also describe with like telepathic bond of some type or anything? Or is that too much to hope for?
No one on the crew has anything like that available to them right now.
Okay.
There are the magic exists. They just don't have anyone that can do it.
Okay. Uh, see what else we got going on here. Don't think I have anything else. Um, wait. Also, like Harlow he came out with like ancient book stuff, right? Because I remember him like he had like some reference material. He was like digging around for a couple hours, and he came back and gave us the summation.
Yeah, he came out with what can be only described as a tome.
Okay.
Like really, really big, thick book. So, yeah, due to the fact that it came out of his captain's quarters, you have no idea if this is something he has lots of or if this is something that's unique. Harlow has not been the most open person you've met thus far.
So basically he wants to familiarize himself with as much as himself as possible. He wants to have a look at that book. Especially considering the fact we are expected to go through a lot here. We also plan to be like Smeg would like to be as familiarized with as much as possible with this aboleth.
Harlow, the mere suggestion that you look at his book, Harlow instantly denies it.
I'm not gonna steal the damn thing, but I'm like, if you want to be in the freaking room, I go over it. We go over the game plan. I would like to familiarize myself as much as possible. Where am I gonna go?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion 13.
13 total?
Yep.
So,
Unless Spitwick's gonna be the help action.
as you're, surprisingly enough, Spitwick not very convincing to Harlow. As you're attempting to kind of negotiate with him and do anything he won't let you look at the book, and he won't tell you why he won't let you look at the book, but he will allow you to basically kind of probe him for as much information you want as about the aboleths. He has no problem with you learning as much as possible about the aboleths. He just won't let you look at his book.
Fine. Okay, it's like he'll just go over like the base, like these things that we've gone over.
The basics that you get, again, they're from the the Abyss, I think. Yeah. They're from the Abyss, so they're these kind of otherworldly creatures. They have incredible psionic abilities.
Are they from beyond? Because I think isn't Abyss? I don't know your cosmology. Sorry, Abyss is normally like for demons. But I don't know your cosmology and your camping.
They're from the side. So my cosmology of Mendacia, which is this world, you have the prime material plane here. Above it, you have the elemental planes and the Feywild in the center. So you have the Feywild and then the 4 elemental planes up here. Below it, you have the Shadowfell in the middle, and then Heaven and Hell on either side of the Shadowfell. And then outside of all of that, kind of surrounding all of it, you have the Abyss, with the ethereal plane just kind of like wrapping around. Like there's an ethereal plane in the Feywild, and there's an ethereal plane in all the different stuff. But that just
so are they like they're abominations? They're kind of outlying entities.
Kind of. Give me a second here, real quick.
Hey,
specifics.
Do we know what Orion knows that, like, one of the crew members is, like, actually wants to, do good, by, Esmiel?
Oh, Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow. Do we know what, Orion Shadow knows, or are Smegwick and I in the dark?
Due to the fact that Arai's player is not here, I'm going to say that everyone's in the dark right now.
Yeah, because at the time, Chax didn't say anything, and Shadow did pull Arai in privately.
Yeah. So as of right now, you guys know that they had a conversation because that kind of happened publicly. You don't know what the conversation was about.
Yeah.
And neither of them will talk about it. Shadow is one of the most tight-lipped members of the group. Like just this, just this far under Snake Eyes as far as a conversationalist goes.
Okay.
So yeah, aboleths are considered aberrations. Which is basically just a blanket term for things that don't make sense effectively, that don't obey the laws of physics and stuff like that. So, is there specific stuff that you want to know?
Well, for one, I guess we're going over okay, so they can mentally fuck with you. Apparently, she can just root through people's brains with little to no resistance. What is is it he does look like he looks at the book and it's like, do you have a depiction of what these things actually look like?
The only depiction that he has is an artistic interpretation. Like anyone that's actually ever seen an aboleth generally doesn't survive. So the artistic interpretation that they have is kind of this murky darkness with strange kind of tentacle-like things coming out of it, and eyes and a mouth. So they actually don't know specifically what it looks like. That's what they think of when they say the word aboleth.
When maybe they show that interpretation, maybe Allie can draw it in her notes.
Sorry, I was doing 2 different things. What about your notes?
When they describe roughly what the aboleth is, can she draw it in her notes?
Absolutely,
maybe?
Yeah.
Quick question too. Way in the way back, if you remember, we had one of our other players that had to leave. Our artificer friend. If we recall how he had to leave.
Oh God.
Does that at all? Does that look similar?
Fantastic question. Roll me a history check with advantage.
Ooh. Can I do that too, or is she not
Absolutely.
That
there?
I will say that stuff's like indelible. Like with Smegwick saw that day.
Well, it's the
Nope.
act of comparing something from your
Yeah,
memory
yeah, yeah.
to something abstract.
12 and a 19. I'll take the 19. Thank you. So that'll be 25.
25. Cool. So, Aoi, you remember it just being an unpleasant situation, and you were
Yeah.
more fixated on the idea that you lost a friend that day.
Yep.
However, Smegwick, you remember from the description that you've seen of the Aboleth. Um, the tentacle that grabbed your friend looked very much like a giant squid or something very akin to that. The tentacles for the Aboleth don't have like suckers on them or anything like that. They're much smoother, more kind of like jellyfish like. And so if you had to make a guess, you would assume that it was two different creatures that did that.
Because I do remember the thing talking, speaking, kind of, sort of, telepathically out loud.
Yeah,
as it swallowed.
You
and then went below the veil.
There's a strange there's a strange thing with like really powerful creatures. A lot of them tend to have the ability to speak telepathically.
Telepathically.
So, but yeah, you would say that was probably a different creature. Unfortunately, you didn't see enough of it to be able to tell what kind of creature it was.
Yeah, I saw like the iceberg tip.
But yeah, it definitely was an Aboleth.
Oh, I didn't think it was an Aboleth, but I didn't know if there was like if it was similar. Like, was that thing also like are they like cousins, or were they like from the same?
That is actually a
same
really
neighborhood.
Good question. And I don't think it is, but I'm going to look.
Because that thing did go beneath the veil, and that's the reason why. And seeing the artistic interpretation, that's why some of like are we doing like similarities.
Is an aberration. The thing that you saw before, you think was probably a monstrosity.
Okay.
Which the difference being like aboleths again are alien, effectively, or aberrations are alien. Monstrosities are based on normal creatures. They're just taken to a strange degree. They'll be significantly larger or significantly more powerful or something like that, but they are based on something real. Like an owlbear is a monstrosity.
Okay. Yeah, Smegwick kind of stares off into the distance as they like shakes it off.
It was a very good question. Go ahead and take DM inspiration for that.
Okay, I will. Fine then.
So, anything else, Thakian? Did you have anything that you wanted to do?
Nothing in particular. I guess sort of being new to the group and not knowing history behind these characters, I'm just kind of observing and listening to everyone's decisions. And
so something I will bring up for you. Mm-hmm. You were hired to lead them to where the Breath Drinker was. This is entirely up to you, but you very much could argue that you've done that. You guys know where the Breath Drinker is. That was the letter of the contract, is we need to find this Breath Drinker. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to, you could start making an argument of going, I've done my part, I want my payment, and I understand you guys can't drop me off right now, but I did what you guys asked me to do. Or you can decide that no, I'm gonna stick through this, and I'm gonna help you guys deal with this creature, because again, you know these waters better than just about anyone else here, and you would know that this aboleth thing that you've never seen before is a big deal. So it's up to you how you want to deal with that and how your character would feel about it, but I wanted to kind of bring that up for you to kind of consider.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that is what Dakin is considering then.
Okay.
Is that, yeah, like pretty much the job is done, but then, kind of, connecting with the group a little bit and how to, like, their goal is to save their friend and sort of sits with me a little bit. And yeah, like I said, I don't know the history of this person that we're looking to trade in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just kind of like mulling it over.
Okay, cool. So, eventually you guys are able to come to the bubble. And how would you guys like to deal with this? The last time you were here, you basically told Esmiel to, remain scarce.
Yeah.
And Harlow and the crew is ready to basically scour this place to find her.
Just let us go out first. You guys are ready to. You guys are ready to blow the place up when we left.
Aye, because when we don't blow up places like this, we have to deal with aboleths and breath drinkers and all that lovely shite. Fine, find your friend, bring him back. We don't have much time.
Yeah, I know. We're all on that page.
And Harlow kind of turns to the rest of them and kind of mentions, and they all kind of head back into the ship. Thakian, are you going to join them in the bubble, or are you going to stay in your room on the ship?
Smegma 100% would go like, you coming with us?
I think I'll join them
Okay.
In the bubble.
So, as you guys come to this kind of strange, like, coral island thing floating in the middle of the ocean with a bubble of air around it, the first thing you notice is it looks completely empty. You don't see any signs of life. You don't see signs of campsites. Nothing. It is pristine. What do y'all want to do?
Smegma will just like, basically, he'll just like be right. I mean, he'll go to the location where he's at and just go like, Esmiel, it's safe. Come on out. We need to talk. Emergency.
As you say that, you see like shimmers in the air a little bit around you, and you don't know how you missed it when you first came in, but you can see in the coral there's this little kind of opening, just large enough for a medium-sized humanoid to be able to fit into it.
But I haven't heard anything.
Nope, you just...
But I've seen the shimmer.
Yeah, you saw shimmering, and now you can notice a relatively obvious little cave. Probably about like 20 feet away from where you're standing.
No. Process of elimination. Just going forward, but like he also knows better. Like she might have prepped some shit while we were gone. You're like, Esmiel, I'm gonna be very upset if I go over a tripwire.
Would I be with us right
Yes.
We push him forward.
Yeah, I'll say. No,
he's on AFK
checks
auto follow mode.
Relatively well. Arai would just walk and just go in there going, what the hell are you guys? And Arai kind of walks in. You hear nothing out of the ordinary from there.
He knows where the chest was when, like, so is that not in the location anymore?
You're going to have to remind me what chest.
The contraption, the tiny
Oh, yeah. You guys
Because
don't
we haven't
see,
been able to move the
Gravity.
damn
yeah,
thing.
you guys don't see the ruins. You don't see the device. You don't see anything in
What
here
the
other than
hell?
this little.
Hey, it's gone.
What the heck?
The last time you guys were here, it was kind of sequestered off behind some
Yeah.
crystal growths. And when you kind of go over there and look at, you don't see it.
It's not here.
Ezreal?
Admiral!
Still getting nothing.
Okay, well, I'm going to go down the little cave hole spelunk bullshit.
So as you guys start going down, the first thing that you notice, the bubble itself is very, very cool and humid because there's water everywhere. You know, there's little pools of water on the ground. Every so often there'll be little drops from the top of it. As you start going into the cave, you notice like it starts to get a little bit drier, a little bit kind of easier to breathe. The humidity goes down, and the temperature itself becomes much kind of more pleasant. And as you can continue to go down, you notice you're in kind of like a spiral, going down much further than you think should be possible, according to kind of the size of this island thing that you're on. But eventually, as you get down to the bottom, it opens up into an impressively kind of massive chamber.
Wow.
Looking around, you can see tables and desks and things like that, seemingly carved out of stone in various places around. You can see the back wall has this kind of carved relief on it that looks strange, to say the least. There's a lot of shapes and dots and things like that that don't immediately make any sense to you at first. And kind of in the middle of it all, you can see Arai having a conversation with Ezreal, who is near the center of this room, next to a strange kind of dais-like object with an orb at the top, or on top of it.
That was the device?
It is not the device that you guys are familiar with, though it shares some similarities to it. Like it, if you had to guess, you would think that it might have been made by the same person, or at least in the same kind of like style, if that makes sense. And so Ezreal kind of looks and goes, "So, finally decided to come down, did you? I thought Arai and I were going to have to find some way to spend the time."
What the fuck is this?
Let's say, something useful. Arai says you have a proposition for me.
Okay, we don't have time for this. One, okay, let's just get flat out. Have you been in contact with your friend?
For
A binary
lack of
answer's
better
fine.
Term, yes.
Okay, before we go any further, this is Thakian.
Yeah. Hello.
Charmed.
Long story short, we've had to track down the breath drinker that took out Reggie's mom. We found that. Good news. Bad news. Aboleth, nasty friggin' thing. Seems familiar.
As you say the word Aboleth, you watch as she kind of shakes a little bit.
Frig, I was
and kind of unsteadies herself for a moment. Goes, "Sorry, you were saying?"
Okay.
Seems like kind of a trigger word.
No, the other one, as my friend, as you so succinctly described them, is not particularly fond of aboleths.
Oh, I can't. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna give you. I'm
Definitely.
gonna give you the rundown on a bunch of things that happened while we were there. Went to an undead city, and then we're
Yeah.
waiting this.
Yeah.
this shit.
Describe everything
Um,
she seems to follow.
And by the way, there was a proposition she had. It's just like, because that thing it actually had a said like say this to whoever. Okay, hands up, mental effects. Sorry, I am going through my notes because I remember this thing actually had something because we were going back and forth talking about
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm. And I wish I took better notes.
I'm sure I'll find it later. It'll drive me nuts. Because it said, why would we do this?
The reason Princess said that she wanted to meet Esmiel is that she could help Esmiel fully
Oh, I remember that part.
understand.
Yes, I remember that part.
Yeah, it's really because she wanted to probably take Esmael's powers.
Is there something specific that you're looking for, Imp?
We asked like one of the things like she actually said, Princess actually said, just pass on along a message.
Oh
Is what I
yeah.
recall.
Oh dear.
Was it something to the effect of like tell Melpomene I say hi?
Oh.
I think it was something along those lines
Yeah.
because she actually did name.
Yeah. Let's go with that for right now, and if you find something later,
Sure.
But I believe, even with my Swiss cheese memory, I believe that's what was said. And so when you give that message to Esmiel, you notice just for the briefest moment, Esmiel kind of cracks a smile, and then kind of goes back to her more kind of resting seduction face that she normally has. Well, this certainly complicates things, doesn't it?
Since or I arrived to her before the rest of us, would he have like informed her of what he knew?
They weren't together long enough for him to be able to tell Esmail too much.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, I guess the first question I have is, are you all planning on turning me over to this creature?
Absolutely not.
As soon as she says that,
I literally was looking at the wrong thing. It was staring me right in the face. Princess, tell Melpomene I used to be very tell Melpomene and I used to be very good friends. Can help Esmiel meet her again.
Okay. So, as soon as she asks that, at the same time that Aoi is going, of course not, Arai kind of steps forward, is like, never.
We're not. We ain't planning on doing that. TLDR as well. Remember the guys we went off with? Okay, there's a guy named Captain. He's not the captain. Harlow is the guy in charge. They don't call him Captain. They call him Harlow. It's a really funny thing that they love. It's people who have been alone in a group together. They have a weird sense of humor. So he has a plan because originally his intent was they handle things like the bubbles when these things come along. They deal with breath drinkers. His plan originally was to, I don't know, fuck us up, wipe our minds, and was it. Now that he's been brought to speed on this and knows that we're dealing with an aboleth, apparently because I opened my big mouth. I was fishing for something, and she rooted through my memory like it was nothing. and she got everything. That's my fuck up. I mentioned one thing, and the next thing I know, she burrowed through my damn head like she had a diamond tip drill bit and I had Jello.
I think she burrowed through all of our brains.
Um, Harlow's idea is to come up with a plan, come up with a really great plan, and then we have our minds wiped
Hmm.
and we execute it in piecemeal. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna pull that off, but that's what we're working with so far as ideas.
Okay.
I know we're on a time frame. We can go back. We work out the more of the detail. What the fuck is that thing? He's like pointing to the device. Is that
Yeah.
is that the device did this thing evolve while we were gone?
No,
Yeah.
no, the device and the ruins, they're still where they were previously.
Huh?
They weren't where it was when we left.
Oh, they are. You just didn't notice. I recently learned as, and you see her kind of like playing around with the air in front of her hand. As I learn more about myself, I can not really control, but direct perception, let's say. You may have noticed, you didn't notice, the opening to the cave that leads here when you first came in. Then suddenly you could see it. That was my doing. And I've learned how to make other things less noticeable. It's not that they're gone or invisible, you just don't notice them.
Okay.
Quite
Now,
the illusion.
we have had a little bit of understanding, regardless of where we are, we're going to get teleported regardless, whether we're with the device or not. I'm not happy with like leaving the device alone. Can you take the device with you, or is it still stationary, stuck in place?
I haven't learned that much. As much as I've been communicating with our friend, it's not real conversation. It's feelings and instincts. I haven't. It's like she's in another room, and I keep trying to find a way to get into that room, and I just can't, but I know she's there. It's infuriating, to say the least.
Yeah, I can't relate at all.
And again, for whatever reason, this Aboleth, she has a strong reaction to it. I can't tell you.
Well, they seem to know one another.
Apparently. I mean, I just barely learned her name.
So I think, regardless of the plan, I think with your, at least with your permission, coming along with us, if I don't think that she has a reason to lie about the device. It seems to work along those lines. Regardless of whether we're with it or not, we're gonna get ported out of here. So we are kind of time frame. If we're gonna help Reggie one way or the other,
Well,
that means helping his mom, and that means we do have to go.
that is the question, isn't it? Is all of this worth the life of a single person? I mean, we've already seen I am apparently destined for something significantly larger, and whatever this creature is, they are exceptionally dangerous. I'm not 100% sold that it's worth it.
Okay, here's my position on this. I hear this shit all the time about the needs of the many and the needs of the few and the dollar numbers and like, is it right or wrong? It's justifiable, and people justify this shit all the time. Not judging you, I'm saying this position. That shit's all well and good until you're one of the few. And people decide to bet your life is equivalent to a number.
Yes, but we've already discovered that I have abilities, and I've just barely scratched the surface of what I can do. If this creature somehow gains control of that, what happens to uh, the realms? What happens to the sovereignty? What happens to the Verdant Empire? What happens to the Prime Material Plane?
And I get all that. I also get where we decide we start sacrificing lives. I don't see this ending up well for anyone either.
Make a persuasion check.
That's good. 15.
See. So you can see she's kind of mulling it over.
I've been on the receiving end of the needs of the many and all that kind of stuff from a military standpoint. I can also promise you, if you also remember what happened back at the city when our little undead beholder friend higher ups decided an entire city was worth the rest of the empire, the rest of the sovereignty.
No, I understand that. I'm not trying to be heartless. I'm trying to
No, I
be
get it.
pragmatic. This
I gotta be honest, being pragmatic has really fucked us over so many ways.
It sure has.
We've tried to be pragmatic. We've tried to do the smart thing, the right thing, the survival thing. I swear it's like every time we try something, it's like it really does fuck. It's the best we can do, I feel, is doing what's best, doing our best.
yes, but it's
And-
not you this creature wants. If things go poorly, you all will
It goes
probably
poorly for
get
all of us.
away.
I get it. We might not. I'm not walking without belief. If I thought that would make me no better than the position that we're asking for all of us. That would just mean I'm a son of a bitch willing to sacrifice you. I don't want to do that. But we're gonna have a fighting chance. Honestly, but look at it this way: the only fighting chance we have is being a bunch of chuckle fucks that, for some reason, fate, gods, whatever, have decided we're jumping through time. I would say we have limited people who can follow us through this. We're going to start losing those people too.
And you can see, like, Esmiel seems really, really conflicted about this. She's kind of pacing, and suddenly Arai comes over, kind of puts his hand on her shoulder, and she kind of turns to look at him, and he just very simply says, "It won't touch you. I'll make sure of that."
We all will.
And also, to be perfectly frank, hiding out. I'm not saying cowardice. Like, hey, believe me, I would love to run. That's just survival mode kicking in, but
Oh,
not
this,
really other places to go.
This isn't hiding. This is learning. This
Well,
is preparing.
it's gonna be one and the same if we don't have any means of fighting this fucker. And Corey Alstrax is still a problem, and now we got someone else.
From what I'm getting, just the intense amount of emotion, I don't believe we have the ability to fight this thing. And if you're...
Oh,
if your
one-on-one?
plan-
Maybe not.
if
Muscle
your-
power? Fuck.
If your plan involves finding a way to fight your way away from this thing, I can't sign on to that, because that is a doomed endeavor.
Well, and to be fair, the rest of the plan we do need to talk to the rest of the crew. So I'm presuming I'm just going to propose one step in front of the other, and that we talk to Arlo and the rest of that crew, because we both have a vested interest, which is in saving their crew, and saving their crew saves our crew, and saving our crew is, can we survive one more day? Question mark, as we travel through time again, depending where we're going to jump next.
What if...
He doesn't want to turn your ass over either. Let's be very clear. He's on the same page.
What if we stack the deck? I know the exact moment that we will start leaving this plane. Now, from what Arai has been able to tell me, we have about a day of leeway.
Mhm.
What if, by the time we meet with this creature, we don't have much time left? We can measure it down to the minute if we need to. That way, things go poorly. As far as we've been able to tell, nothing that currently exists can stop us from leaving.
Yeah. Well, two things. And I get the backup plan situation. If that does happen and we don't pull off the plan, whatever, Harlow, and we come to a consensus, agree on a plan,
We lose Reggie.
that's still no breath drinker, which means no breath drinker means no
Reggie.
Reggie's mom gets saved, or no Reggie's mom gets saved. That means Reggie never gets born.
I just don't.
And that kind of leaves them in the lurch, depending, too.
We need an insurance policy, is all I'm saying.
I'm saying, yeah, I get it. I'm all for, like, let's get as many redundancies in as possible so we can come out with some semblance of a win. If you know the device, maybe you can make sure or are you in tune with this thing, or do you just know when it's gonna happen? Down to the second minute.
I've learned how to read it effectively. However,
I remember we did too.
Not a lot of reading to be done. I know when it's going to activate again, but as far as why it activates, how to change when it activates, I've got nothing. That's why I'm here. Apparently, this is mine? Or theirs? Or something in between?
Oh, this is like a Muse thing, because you're part of the club, you get this?
Apparently.
What's that? And he's pouring to the relief. Does that thing look at all similar to the relief we were able to cobble together about what's?
No.
Okay.
If you want to roll me a nature.
Part of me was wondering, is this a skill tree?
Yeah. 100% no. If you want to roll me a nature check, if anyone wants to roll a nature check, you can try and see if anything looks familiar. But
I think the only person who knows nature might be Arai. Let's just say no.
I guess
I'll give it a shot.
since I'm from the waters, I'll go ahead and
go for it.
do one as well. Oh, nope. That's one on the die.
Oh, that's pretty good. Sure, that's 14 plus 3, 17.
What was the total? 17?
17.
Okay. So, the thing with the elemental planes compared to the prime material plane, the way that time is measured is kind of different in every single one. In the Tempest Sovereignty, the Verdant Empire, the sky itself, there isn't a sun that goes across everything, but the sky itself changes color and kind of changes patterns as well, and that is somewhat predictable. It's still the Feywild, still does weird shit. In the elemental plane of water, passage of time is actually measured through thermal cycles, technically. The water gets warmer and cooler throughout the day, and so that's how people roughly kind of gauge how long the time passes. In the Tempest Sovereignty, it is closest to the prime material plane, where there isn't a sun in the sky.
Yeah, we don't have a sun, but there is still light and dark, night and day.
it has like a light and day kind of feature, and there is kind of movement of the light throughout this sky.
Do we have stars, or is it just cloudy skies?
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
In every plane, there is an aspect of stars that exist. And they're, like, there's things like constellations and stuff like that, that not only exist in every single plane, but they are technically the same. Like, there are constellations in the Tempest Sovereignty that you can also see in the Aqueous realms.
Because of the dimensional membrane.
The difference is basically where you generally can see them. In the Aqueous realms, you will see stars kind of, if you look into the distance in any direction, you will start seeing little pinpoints of light eventually that look like stars. In the Sovereignty, they show up at night. In the Feywild, they just show up in places. So the rest of you guys are trying to look at this as if it's a picture of something or something like that. Aoi, part of your survival training would have been astral navigation, basically being able to navigate using stars. And so as you're looking at this more and more, something about this seems familiar. And you start to realize this is not like a star chart or anything like that. Like, this is not an impression of where the stars are, but a lot of the shapes that you see there follow the patterns of where the stars move throughout the year. And so you realize you're not 100% certain how it connects, but this is astral in some way. It is connected to the patterns of the stars and things like that.
Oh, that's cool. So I relay that to everyone.
So it's planar astrology?
Maybe.
She seems to know more than I do. I just thought it was annoying. Again, most of this room I don't understand. I just know I'm supposed to be here. And interacting with this, she kind of waves her hand over the orb. Is comforting, for lack of a better term.
I see
Is
how
there
it
anything in
would
this
be.
room? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I see how it would be. It's very pretty.
Is there anything this room can give you or for us? And look, hate to sound so primitive, but like a scroll or a potion or something, but like mental link up, psychic protection.
I don't know. This is so new to me, and I'm effectively teaching myself. Every so often I'll go without thinking. I will decide that I need to do something, and I will just instinctively walk to one of these desks or tables and then be frustrated that the paperwork isn't there. It's maddening. It's like I have this whole life that I almost remember.
Okay, so this is like sense, muscle memory, vague memory of your, like, this isn't like Melipone pulling your strings.
I couldn't tell you. It's very bizarre.
Okay. Well, still back to the same question. Are we going to go on the ship?
Well,
If you know the timing, we can kind of keep that to ourselves as another backup. I don't like, hey, full disclosure, I don't trust them 100% either, but we do have a vested interest.
what about... I'm very good at manipulating what people notice. And what
Looks to
people
her eye.
don't
Yeah, no
notice.
shit.
What about every time she read your mind, Was she looking at you? Was she interacting with you?
Was she?
Well, well, at first, yes, she was interacting with us, and it was like that. It was 1 second we're trading words. She said, "Oh, you know this," and then she just went right in. After that, I mean, we had our dreams influence and went through. I think she went. I think she went through everything, like an uninvited house guest going through the drawers and the cabinets and everything.
I think, for no explicable reason, I think this is an active process. She has to choose to do it, or it has to choose to do it.
Mm.
So if she didn't notice you for whatever reason, there would be
We
no
kind of
reason.
got her attention when we messed with some of her stuff.
Yes, but you didn't have me there. What I'm saying is if she's focused exclusively on me, and I make her not notice you, you could do a lot of things. Including resurrecting this woman, getting Reggie back, getting everything that we need. And all I'd have to do is buy time.
Provided she'll supply the breath drinker at the moment of exchange.
Well, did she seem to be untruthful to you?
Yes.
Well, I mean, kind of, sort of. It's kind of like she was acting like, "Oh, I just want to have a chat with you and just like have you recognize your full potential." And like she also is just like, she is very self-serving and just like, it benefits me. I don't give a fuck about your position. I have all the cards. She was not interested at like in any term of a reasonable conversation of exchange, good faith exchange at all.
She was acting like a fae.
Well, she was acting like she was acting like a brat. To be very frank.
Yeah, I
like,
said, a fae.
I'm looking at her eye, going like, not drawing that correlation at all, kid.
Unless you have a better idea. This is
No.
the
I mean, that's
best
as
that I have.
that's as good too. We can run that over with Harlow as well. If that's the idea, then maybe, because if we know that, she'll come into us and our brain. But like, you might have the edge of like, if you know the complete plan and we follow your lead, that could still actually work with Harlow's plan. Because I don't think she can root through your brain like she can ours, especially if you already got company in there.
Well, we'll have to see, but I think that's a viable option. I still think we should try to cut this relatively close.
Yeah. Believe me, I don't. Just spending a day, I was that creepy kid vibes. What is it with really powerful beings posing as kids?
Supposed to be disarming.
Unfortunately.
Disarming, another word for creepy as fuck.
No.
Yeah, that's the best way, yeah.
Let's have a conversation with your captain who isn't the captain.
Yeah, that's Harlow.
Idea.
Captain's the other guy. They're all changelings, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, because they were, at the time, they were different beings. They may appear as different beings, like a Loxodon and half elves and like shadow beings and stuff like that. They're actually all changelings, which apparently that's also what Reggie was going to be, has been. God, I hate time travel.
What?
I hate time travel. So all the
Right.
pretense get mixed up.
Let's have a conversation with your new friends and come up with a more concrete plan.
Sure.
So, you guys make it back on to the ship. Esmiel greets Harlow and everything like that. And they start kind of coming up with a plan. So what are you guys thinking about as far as a plan that you want to try?
Well, if we can go over the overall plan, if she can do like a perception focus filter, but there's this is real. This is like really just getting up as close as possible to a tiger dangling a steak, hoping the tiger doesn't eat the steak while you're trying to get the gem. But if we can work out the exchange and they have a little tete-a-tete or what have you, and then turning the maybe if you guys get close enough to the breath drink, can you just get the sword? You have to like go full form, take the thing out.
Oh, it's got to be killed. That's the only way
Yeah.
to get his soul back.
We
Looks
figured.
looks to Asmiel, could you get her attention that much to where we have a full-on fracas in the background?
I would probably say you wouldn't want to have a fight in the same room as us. But
Fair. These things can move real goddamn quick.
I think it might be possible to keep. From what I gather, this thing is very interested in me and what I can do.
Mm.
So, and you've already mentioned its kind of self-serving nature.
I was wanting to put on this. Now I know it seemed to have a lot of bravado, talking about yourself. Ain't I great? Ain't I awesome? I'm the best. I'm top shit. She did talk a lot of smack about Corey Alstrax. I don't know if your friend can give you some insight. You know, I understand it's not a direct word for word. Is it possible that she actually could be afraid of Corey Alstrax, but she just ain't? She ain't. Her ego. Maybe she might be denying herself, but like, is it possible? Because she acted like Corey Alstrax want nothing.
I don't know. I'd have to meet her to get a read.
Well,
You would
like,
have a better read than I would.
Well-
Again, I can't communicate.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I just
But she's in.
got a strong feeling when you mentioned Aboleth.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anger, pissed off, or just like blah, and then it went away.
Overwhelming.
Okay. I'm just. You've been doing this a long time. You know how to deal with and manipulate situations and people, like you've already stated too. But and it's you may have to do a lot of tap dancing. You encounter her.
Well, I'm certainly up to try. However, if we time it right, it really won't matter what this creature does.
Well, I mean, it kind of
Because-
will for our overall goal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's just me and this creature, you all can do whatever it is that you need to do. And
Well, and hopefully they can get out really quick. Because again, if we're gone, that's still, they need to get away quickly. With Reggie's mom hopefully intact.
well, then we need another plan, and I'm fresh out of them. So
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I understand the backup intent, but like, we need to pull off the resurrection and be able to get out of. Everyone needs to be able to vacate ASAP.
then come up with a plan, is what I'm saying. I've given part of a plan. I will.
No, I
keep
get it. I understand.
them, but we need something else. So what is it?
Again, I don't know. The best we have is like if we can pull this off and get the resurrection. Hopefully, we can all get out in time.
How are we going to get out? We're going to blow
Well-
a hole in the side of the building? Are we going to run or swim rather quickly? Do you have a teleportation scroll?
Look, Saharlos is like, do you have? I'm presuming you're skilled enough to vacate and get out as soon as you can. Can you run ASAP as soon as if this pulls off?
I can run as fast as I need to.
We could blow a hole in some plants,
And
transport through plants.
oh, that's bloody brilliant.
Smegward's like, I think Smegward does. Joshua the player understands. Smegward doesn't. I think like,
Were there plants there already?
I mean, there have been plants around. In her specific room, no. But
All right,
Submerged City.
Druid, how good are you at growing things quickly?
I'd say I'm fairly good at it.
So if I was to give you every so often, breaking up these things is more difficult than it needs to be. Something that a lot of people don't realize is just simply how strong roots are. If I was to give you a particular plant that is designed to grow very, very quickly and almost violently, do you think you could transport through it?
I believe I could.
Well, then I've got. I'm mixing up accents here. That was Harlow, by the way. And I've got an hell of an idea. We plant a tree here, right? We go to this thing. I give you a seed that'll grow very, very quickly. As soon as you all have whatever it is that you need, tree grows, transport through plants, we're away before anything can happen. And since this particular spell is not like an arcane teleportation spell that can just be interrupted, this is connected to nature, you might be able to pull a fast one on this one.
If it's point to point, if I'm getting what you're putting down, I'm thinking like you understand. Can one of the plants be on the sub?
We wouldn't have anywhere it could grow. I mean, the sub is all metal.
I mean, okay, I was just thinking like pot soil.
Wouldn't be large enough to step through it.
Okay.
No, I think this would be better. I mean, this place is far enough away that if we piss it off, it'll take its time getting here. By the time it gets here, you all will be long gone, and so will we.
I'm like, oh, it could go that. I looked at thinking, it can go that far.
I don't know. Can it?
I believe it can, but I also
was about to
I'm
say,
like,
Yeah.
my understanding of the spell is as long as you're on the same plane, it works.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
I believe that's the case.
Dang.
I think that's a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like the bubble. Actually, there's plenty of plants in the bubble,
Yeah,
and we know that location.
I think. So, do you need like a specific plant here, or you can just choose a plant that you want? Thank you.
As long as it's a large inanimate plant.
All right.
Plenty
well,
of them in the bubble.
We've got a plan. Now, the one problem I have with this, it might mean me losing my ship. But we can deal with that later. So, plan is...
You got insurance. You let it lapse, didn't you?
It's not so much insurance as it is when I ask for things, I get them. My employer has, let's call it, deep pockets. They won't be pleased, but...
In trade, though, I mean, you could sell the point off. We have a confirmed spot of an aboleth.
Well, there is that. Anyway, so, plan is, get in there, we give your girlfriend over to this thing. While the thing is enamored with your girlfriend, we find a way to kill a breath drinker, which I'm going to let you all know right now, not a pleasant experience. But it is
Oh, we were
doable.
fighting it a little bit. Yeah, I get it.
We kill this thing, get the soul, rush back here, do the resurrection. Bob's your uncle.
Mm.
I think that might
Forgive
work.
the question. I hate to close this, but do we want to take her with you, or is it better to leave her here? We come back here.
I think if this is our escape point, it will be easier if we leave her here.
Okay.
I have methods that will allow us to transport the soul where we need it to go. So we don't have to worry about that. Really, just getting it away from the breath drinker is all we really need to do.
Okay.
I think this might be able to work. Now, the thing about this, you think about this plan too much, she'll know.
Yeah, she'll definitely know.
So,
I mean, our intent is to focus on the breath drinker. To be very fact, I think if we could just focus on that, and if Esmiel can keep her attention, and it's really honest. I mean, that's not deceptive at all. We want that fucking death drinker.
all right. I think we can do this.
Mm.
Just understand, if your friend here is as powerful as you think she is, we can't allow that thing to take her.
We
Agreed.
got it.
So if I've got to make a choice between saving all of you and preventing this creature from getting your friend, I've got to focus on the prevention.
Okay.
If you
It,
understand.
like Smegwick is like putting a mage hand up in front of her eye. It ain't gonna come to that. It can't come to that. For a multitude of reasons. I get it. I get what you're saying. But we all understand the risks. We get it.
All right then. Let's get ready to lie to an aberration and kill a breath drinker.
Aye,
Unfortunately, though, that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Otherwise, again, it's all for today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Bye.